1 minute. See if I get a couple of viewers in here before I open this thing. Actually, I've got 2 radios today. I've got this one here, which I ordered from eBay. And I've got another one here. This is from Midland Radios. This is a complimentary radio that they sent me because the one that I have quit working. So they sent me a free one to replace it. But I'm going to let a few people get on first and stuff like that. So we'll see how this goes. Meanwhile, I got my CB on today. I'm on channel 19. I'm just listening right now. There's a lot more static than anything else today. There were some people talking a few minutes. Woo! Thunder. Thunder, thunder. It's thundering outside. Man, that is loud. Anyway. Hello, viewer. So I haven't gotten to the unboxing yet. I got it right here. I'm going to wait for a couple people to come in before I start opening this thing. Kind of give you a story behind it. Okay, well, maybe you don't want to see. That's fine. They come and they go. That's all right. For each person that comes in and says hello, that's just another view I get. I'm not really good at this live video stuff. I'm kind of new at this. Actually, I've done a few live videos, and some of them have turned out pretty good. I don't really get a lot of conversation, though. Hello, viewer. So I'm getting ready to open this box here in a minute. I got a CB radio in here that I ordered from eBay. The story behind this is I've got a Trailblazer, got a CB radio in, and it's got an old Midland radio in it. And sometime last week I lost the receive in it for some reason. All right, well, I guess nobody wants to see me open it. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and start. Trusty dusty pocket knife. Woo! Might be careful about that. YouTube might think I'm trying to threaten somebody or something. Anyway, this is the box. This guy, he lives in Eloy, Arizona. Sent me this box. It's a radio. It's a little Cobra radio that I ordered off of eBay. He did a really good job. I mean, if this thing was to get damaged, somebody would have really had to have thrown this radio around for it to get damaged. But anyway, so here we go. And feel free to comment, suggestions, anything like that as I go. This might take a minute or two because there's so much tape on this box. I'm going to see if this top will just come right off. Hopefully I can get through this without cutting my finger off or something. But anyway, this is I've always liked the Cobra radios. They seem to be pretty reliable and really well built. Now this one's an older radio. This radio is probably from, oh, I don't know, the mid 90s maybe. It's a Cobra 18 Ultra. I think that's what it was. And it's got weather band on it. Because I like to pay attention to the weather a lot of times when I'm out and about in my truck. Well, it's not a truck, it's a Blazer. But a lot of times when I'm out in my Trailblazer, I just like to turn on the radio so I can listen to the traffic, but I also like to listen to the weather, especially for like days like today, where we've got some storms in the area that are rolling through. So I imagine that today the weather band is probably quite busy telling people, you know, what's going on in the world. Man, this guy really did a good job on this. I'm trying to not tear up the box too bad. But anyway, here we go. These homemade boxes. These people on eBay, I tell you. But this guy, apparently, this is what he does. He refurbishes radios. When I read the description in his box, he said that he usually only refurbishes the radios that are in decent shape. So, let's see, this is probably the microphone. Now, this is going to be a standard stock microphone, but I'll probably replace it with a power mic or an echo mic or something like that. Just simply because I got nothing else better to spend my money on. No, that's not true. Okay, let's see here. This is the microphone. And he sent me a card. And if you guys ever want to just take a look at this real quick, I'll hold it here for a minute. This is the guy's name and address. That's where I got the radio from. So this guy here. So if you ever, and I'll show this again a little later. Anyway, this is the microphone, just a standard Cobra microphone. And I may hook this thing up while I'm on here just to see, you know, how well it works. That just depends. I got my, right now I'm running my base station. I use an Anytone Quad 4, or Quad 6, I'm sorry, 4x6. And I use it as a base station here in my basement, so I talk to a lot of people, a lot of different places, especially when the skip's rolling. I can talk to people all over the country basically with this setup that I have. Now this radio here, it won't do that well because it's just a stock standard radio, and it's not going to have any. I don't have a linear or anything on it. This is just going in. This will be going in my Trailblazer truck to replace a Midland radio that has a weather band. So anyway, this is. He put new wires on it. Looks like. Yeah. Very cool. But I think I only paid like, I don't know, it was like $35 for this radio or something. Look at this. This guy took the time to put foam to protect the buttons. I've never seen this before. So this is almost like buying a brand new radio. But it is, like I said, it's refurbished radio. And he uses, it looks like this is masking tape, you know, like you would paint a house with. Which comes off, it doesn't leave any film on the radio, it just peels right off. That's very cool too. Now I don't know if I'm going to go through the whole thing about hooking this thing up today or not. I'm going to bench test it before I actually put it in my truck. I'm going to bench test it here. I've got a setup with power supplies and that kind of thing here. Let's see here. So that's the front of the radio. That's a nice looking little radio. Like I said, this one is refurbished, and it's a Cobra, as you can see. Cobra, I like the Cobra radio. I don't like the newer Cobra radios, but these older ones just seem to be a lot more reliable, so to speak, and they last a lot longer. And as I said, you know, it looked like to me that this wire's been replaced. So this should be a red and orange and a black, I think, is how the normal radios came. But he's got this one as red, black, and white. So I'm guessing that maybe one, oh, this is the Cobra 18 Ultra. Cobra 18 Ultra. That's a nice looking little radio. It's got a few little dings and dents in it, but I guess that's just from it, you know, being its age. Like I said, this radio was made, let's see what the date is on it. It doesn't say. It was made in Chicago, Illinois, Cobra Electronics. If I had to guess, I would say that this Cobra 18 radio was probably made somewhere in the early to mid 90s. But as you can see here, it's got 4-pin DIN. It's got this volume, so that's where you turn it on and off. It's got your squelch. Of course, if you know anything about CBs, that's just basically to filter out the noise once. Which it does have automatic channel 9 switch here. And then your channel up and down buttons here, and then it's got CB radio, weather channel 1, weather channel 2, and weather channel 3 located here. So it gives me 3 channels worth of weather that I can listen to. And I like the 4-pin DINs. A lot of these Cobra radios, these smaller ones like this, they usually have what they call a 5-pin DIN. And it doesn't have a screw type in like this. It's got one that has pins in it, and you plug it in and it snaps in place. Well, this one here actually screws into the radio, and I can show you that real quick. And then this one's slotted so that this microphone only goes in one way. Okay, like this. Like that. But I like the way this looks better than the 5-pin DIN, because a lot of times, like especially in your car and stuff, you know, your microphone gets thrown around, and what happens is that 5-pin DIN has got a little hook on it, and that hook will break off a lot of times, and you don't have the area or the sturdiness that you would when you're able to screw it in like this. See, that screws in and it's threaded, so that's pretty cool. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna bench test this thing. I'm gonna have to disconnect a couple things here real quick. We'll see if it works. I was on here a little earlier, and there were some guys talking. They got a radio check, and like I said, this is a base station radio that I run, so I've got a really fancy microphone. It's a Galaxy Echo Talk Roger Beep microphone, and it kind of looks like this. And it's got a meter on it to let you know your modulation, and it's got your echo adjustment and your volume, and then it's got this is actually a lock that when you push it down, it locks in place, so it's kind of hands-free too. But it's got what they call a Roger Beep in it, and I don't know what it is, but for some reason truckers don't like Roger Beeps. They think that it's gay or whatever, but I always just tell them, look, you know, if I'm willing to spend the money, and apparently you're not, because you know, whatever. Anyway, so, all right, we're going to hook this thing up, put the microphone on. And if you're just coming in, you missed all the fun of me taking this thing out of the box, but you can go back later and review it later. So there's the microphone and the radio. Okay, we're going to bench test this thing now. And I'm probably going to end up, once I get this thing hooked up and everything, we're going to test it and make sure it works. And then I'm going to write the guy that I bought it from on eBay and let him know how it went. Let me turn this radio off here. Turn off the power supply. Oop, no, I don't want to do that. That turns off my light. I need my light because it's just not that bright down here. Okay, let's see here. All right, there we go. There's my light back. Okay. So let me take these out. I've got a pretty nice setup over here. I've got like I said, an Anytone radio with a right now I'm running a little white Tornado mobile amp, and that's because I've got a big amp. It's a 25 amp power supply, but it's also got a linear in it, and I don't run it right now because for some reason the preamp wasn't working. I'm not really sure why the preamp wasn't working, but it wasn't. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Okay, that's on. Wow. Light's not working. I don't want to do that. Let me do one more thing here real quick. This is really going to suck because the channel select numbers aren't showing up. And I don't want to hook up the white wire because I don't know what the white wire is for. Shit. Let's see here. Let me get this wire out from behind here. This one's hooked into my amp. Okay, here we go. Got to kind of play with it to get it to work, but anyway. Shit, I really hate that. He showed a. Alright, so let's turn the power supply on. Okay. Okay, so the weather channel works. I'm not sure why the channel selector's not working. Fuck. You know, I hate it when I buy something like this and the damn thing doesn't work. Alright, so let me find out what this wire is for. Okay, I know that's a hot. And this one's got fuck. What is the white wire? Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to look and see. But for some reason the CB part's not working. I'm only getting weather. Maybe the weather. Okay, maybe. All right, let me turn that off. Alexa, on a Cobra 18 Ultra CB radio, what is the white wire for?
From citizenside.com. The white wire is for the positive, plus, speaker signal, while the white/black wire is for the negative, speaker signal.
Okay. So the black wire is the ground here, which is right. I got that right. Okay. So the white / black wire is a red wire, or hot. So I need to hook these two together here. Maybe that'll give me my CB portion. I really don't want to blow this radio up, but let's see what this does. Okay. I'll put these together real quick. You have to excuse me, guys and girls, or whoever views. I'm messing with my power supply here to get my... okay. Now, let's see. Aha! There we go. Okay. All right. Break 19, break 19. How about a radio check? Anybody out there hear this Mud Duck station? I appreciate it. Is it nice and clear out there?
It sounds good here. 270. Yeah, 270 and 70.
Hey, 10-4. Yeah, I'm over here in the middle of St. Anne. I bought one off of eBay and was just checking it out. I appreciate the radio check. Hey, 10-4, I hear you out there. All right, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate that radio check. All right, so it appears as if it works good. Some guy said he was at 70 and 270. That's about 5 miles from my house. So basically, I'm on an Antron 99 antenna. I've got it on a piece of telescopic pipe out back of my house. Like I said, I run a base station, and so this is going to be a good little radio. If you missed the radio, hang on just a second, and I'm going to unplug everything here and show you what I got. I had one of these years ago, and I really liked it. I had it hooked up with a little white Tornado 225 amp. So this is what we're looking at right here. So I just tested it. I know it works. And like I said, when I started unboxing this thing, it's a refurbished radio that I bought off of eBay. Let me put this card back up there real quick, just in case you guys want to see who I bought it from on eBay. And you could probably refer back to this later. Let me get my finger out of the way there. Anyway, I actually, on this base station, I run an Anytone Quad 6, which is it's a Chinese radio, but it does everything I need it to do. And I really like this radio. It's got a freaking million channels in it. Make sure I hook these up right. I don't want to hook these up backwards, but if you have any comments down below or any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try my best to answer any questions you may have about radios or this type of radio anyway. I'm not a freaking radio guru, but I know enough to get me by. I've been in radios now for quite a while. I started in Pageland, South Carolina. I used to run a base station in Pageland, South Carolina. And I used to talk to people all over the world. So I've talked to people like in, I don't know, West Indies, Trinidad. If any of you ever heard of Trinidad, West Indies. I've talked to people in Canada, Germany, England, Australia. Basically just sitting at home, you know, I'm able to, you know, if I can hear you, usually I can talk to you. I'll turn the camera around here in a minute to show my radio and stuff. But that's really cool that this little radio works as well as it does. I got scared there for a minute because I wasn't, my radio stations, my channels weren't showing up. Okay. All right, let's see if I can do this without turning the radio off. So I've got this, my base station set up here. I'm not really sure how well you'll be able to see this, but I've got, this is a 25 amp power supply that I run radio and this small amp off of right here. This is also a White Tornado 225, which is a little mobile amp. You're supposed to use it in the car, but my preamp on this one went bad, which is down here. I think the switch is bad or something. So I started running this instead. This radio here is a Anytone Quad 6, which is it's a Chinese radio, but this thing it's got everything but the kitchen sink in it. And then I run it off of this power supply over here. And then I've got an external speaker there that I listen. And then this is basically what my setup looks like when you pan out. And then I've got my meter over there. But it's a lot of fun. You know, I don't talk on the radio as much as I used to, but this little Cobra radio that I just got finished testing, this thing here. I've got a Midland radio right now. It's the Midland 1001 WX mobile radio that I run with a Wilson 1000 antenna, which is a really nice little setup. It's basically a small radio. It doesn't take up too space. It's a little smaller than this one, so I'm going to have to make some adjustments, I think. But it should turn out pretty good. I got to hook everything back up here. So if you guys will just bear with me, give me a minute. Meanwhile, like hit the like button, or you can leave a comment, suggestions, anything like that. I'm trying to put this thing back together. Now I do have another radio that I'm also going to be unboxing here as soon as I get this one back together. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave this apart because I'm going to need that too. Okay, so for those of you just coming in, I just got finished with this Cobra 18 radio here, unboxing. This is one I bought off of eBay. And the unboxing part I did, like, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. So if you want to see that part, you'll have to refer back. I do have another radio that I'm getting ready to unbox. It's another Midland. Like I said, at the beginning of the video, for you guys girls that may have missed it, I bought a radio and put it in my truck. It was the Midland 1001 WX radio, and it's just a little small 40 channel radio. And it worked pretty good for a while. But then for some reason I lost the receive on it. I don't know if the receive finals went bad in it or what. I mean, I can hear when people talk, but the problem is it's not showing me anything on the meter. So I wrote Midland customer service. I wrote them an email and explained to them what was going on. And I said, look, you know, I've got this radio that I bought from, I think I got it from like Northern Tool and Equipment. I've got this radio, and I explained to them, you know, about losing the receive on it, and that I had the radio and the box, and I'd be willing to unhook it, send it back to them if they could send me another one just like it. Well, unfortunate enough for me, and my luck, they didn't carry that radio anymore, and they don't service that radio anymore, so there was no way for me to send it back to any of their technicians because they just don't work on them. So the lady suggested that I go to like my local CB shop. So that's basically the reason I got the little Cobra radio that I just put over there. But they wrote me a letter back, and they explained to me that they were sorry, you know, that I was not able to get that same radio. They were sorry they didn't carry it. They were sorry they didn't work on it anymore. But then they offered me a complimentary radio. This one I'm really excited about because not only is this a radio, but it's also a walkie-talkie as well. So that's going to be really cool. And I think that there are extra parts that I can get for this. So this is the Midland portable CB radio here, a 2-in-1. So you can use it like a CB radio here, and then hook it to the lighter port in your car, and then hook the antenna to it. Now it's got a piece up here at the top. You can run like a smaller antenna, or you can run your one with the regular PL259 down here on the bottom. So let's unbox this thing and see what comes in it. So this is what it looks like in the box. If you guys can see that. Basically a Midland radio. Now this is brand new. This came from Midland Radios themselves. And that's the back, and it just gives you mostly the features with your UPC seal on the bottom, of course, and then it's got a website and all that stuff. You can look up Midland Radios on Facebook. All right, so let's get into this. All right, so slide this out here. So then that's the top of the box there. So this thing comes normally, they come with instructions. This one does. It comes with instructions, owner's manual. I'm sure there's probably some kind of warranty paperwork in here as well. And this is the part I like because this is really cool. They send you stickers now. So I've got stickers to put on, low stickers, and put those on either my toolbox, or I can put them on my vehicle, or whatever I choose to do with them. And then it's got the little owner's manual here, along with I guess they have a community now that if you're a fan of radios, you can get on their Midland community and talk on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So that's pretty cool. So then it comes with a little AC adapter here. So now, from what I understand, this charge pack here, they said that one was rechargeable. And by the way, this is the Midland 75822 handheld. I didn't show you that on the box. Let's see here. It's not listed on there. Anyway, oh, it's a 75822 right there. So it comes with this battery case here, and I'm guessing this is probably one that you put batteries in for that one. Okay, and then it's got your AC adapter for this. Also has a lithium setup in it as well. I think one of the battery packs is lithium. And then it comes with a rubber ducky. Now the rubber ducky is only going to be used, rubber ducky, if none of you know anything about CBs, is the antenna that goes on top. It actually screws on, and I'll show you in just a second how this goes. That's your rubber ducky. You don't get you're not going to get a lot of reception with that thing, like if you're in your car. Basically that's going to be if you're out walking around and you want to talk on the radio or whatever. But this is the rest of the unit here. And I'm thinking that maybe this part here is the lithium rechargeable part. And then it's got a button here on the side. So you pull that up, if I can do it here. And this says it slides out one way or the other, but I'm not really sure which way. That might be a whole nother video in itself. I don't know. But anyway, that's what it looks like. And then you've got this part here. It's got a hook up for your PL259 or 257 or whatever it is, on the end of your CB wire. And then it's got your adapter for your cigarette lighter right here. And this is all one piece. And then this part here, I guess, is what they I guess this part here is what they goes into your goes into your radio. This part here. So this will slide in and out. I'm going to see if I can get this thing apart again. Not really sure which way this slides. I think it slides this way. Yeah, see, so it slides apart like this. All right. And then this is what you're left with, so that when you want to use this in your car, you take this piece right here and you slide this that way, and it locks into place like there, like that. Okay, so seeing as how I have everything, well, let's see, I don't want to do that because if I take that out, I'm going to lose my light. I don't know how to do this. Well, there's nothing but just to do it, right? So let's, I'm going to unplug my light. Hopefully you won't lose too much. You'll still be able to see me. And then my charger as well. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay. So we're going to plug this thing in here into my AC adapter. I've got a power supply that has like a cigarette lighter thing in it, so that I can plug my radios in, or my chargers or whatever. I'm going to go with the PL259 here. Hook this up. And let's turn this thing on and see how she does. All right. So there we go. All right, now let me find the channel. All right. Let's see how that does. That's pretty cool, huh? All this stuff right here and this little radio is equivalent to what's inside of here. The technology is unbelievable. So there's all kinds of things. Let me see if I can turn the light on. Here's the light. So it lights up too, so you can see your channels. You got a squelch, of course, you know, that's your volume. And that's got your squelch. All right. But from what I understand, this here thing you can it is cute, isn't it? I didn't see you there. But look, babe, light. Yay! So I've got it hooked up to my power supply right now. All right. I'm not sure how this thing receives, so I'm going to try it real quick. Break 19, break 19. How about a radio check? Anybody out there got a copy on this little mud duck station? A lot of skip going on right now too. How about a trucker channel? Anybody got a copy on this little mud duck radio? I don't know, but anyway, that's what it looks like. We're back. Now, so anyway, that's pretty cool. Like I said, this thing's got programmable memory channels in it and stuff. It's got, I think it's got a weather band in it too. Oh yeah, it does. It's got weather band, so you can listen to see what the weather is going to be like. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to mess with this for a while and see. I'm not seeing. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to read the instructions on that one to see how to operate it correctly. But that's it. So that's a pretty cool little deal. And then, like I said, it's got these two battery packs. I think one of these, or maybe both of them, are you're gonna have to have batteries for. Okay, this one you can charge, so I'm guessing this one is the lithium one, because it has a charge thing in it. And there's no way to take it apart that I can tell. Meanwhile, let me turn my light and stuff back on too, because it's really dark. Well, it's not really dark, but it's darker than it would be if I had my light on. Okay. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Oh, the power supply is off. That's why. Okay. Woo! There we go. We have light. So, anyway. Well, that's a pretty cool little deal. So I'm going to have to write Midland an email and let them know that I was able to get the radio to work and all that good stuff. So this has been a pretty good day. I don't know. I've been on for 41 minutes. I've had quite a few people come in. I've got 2 comments from D. Begley. My sweet thing. Wow. But I just got finished. If you came in late, I just got finished revealing this one. I just unboxed it and hooked it up. This is actually a mobile CB, but it's also walkie-talkie here too. And it looks like this. And it's got the plug for cigarette lighter in your car, and then your PL250, PL257, 259, whatever it is, right there. So you can hook it up to your coax, and it comes with a little charge block. I'm gonna have to plug this in somewhere to see. They said that one of these little battery packs here, it looks like that, and it slides on to the radio. I'll show you real quick if I can figure out how to do this without. So it comes apart like that, and it just snaps in place, right? So then if you take this piece here, I'm not sure who's with me that was with me when I started this, but basically you just take this, pop it together. Okay, now I mentioned the rubber ducky antenna, which is this thing, and it just goes right on top there so that you have a CB radio antenna. And I'm pretty sure that I could buy an earpiece for this thing as well. But that's it. That's a pretty nice looking little radio. And I think these retail for around like $99 or something. But it comes with the one that's lithium here. Or I'm sorry, this one. This one's the one you can charge here. So that's what this AC adapter's for. So you can plug this in and charge it. That's pretty neat, I guess, yeah. But anyway, so that's my video on the unboxing part. If you have any questions, and you came in late, you want to know what's going on, feel free to comment now. And put all this stuff back in the bag because I don't plan on using this thing right away. I'm going to put this Cobra radio, the one I showed earlier, this one, this little Cobra radio here does work, and it works great. I was able to get a radio check with it. Now, like I say, I'm probably going to end up replacing this microphone. I like the Cobra products, but I'm not real fond of their microphones. They're just not really loud. But that one's going to look good in my truck. Well, actually, yeah, it is my truck now. So my fiance, I got her a newer car, or a newer truck, and she's driving hers now. So I've been driving the Trailblazer, the big Trailblazer. We have 2. We got a small one and a big one. But that's what you get. And for you guys just now coming in, I just revealed this radio here. This is a Midland 75-822 handheld radio. So it's actually 4 pieces. It's this piece here, and then this bottom part here is this, and it comes apart. This is actually, you go put this in your cigarette lighter, and then your PL259 plugs in here for your antenna. And then this is what it looks like when you put the battery pack, which is on it now. right there. Okay. That's really cool. And then you got, that's what the top of it looks like. So you got your volume there and your squelch there. I'm not sure what this is. That's probably a place for headphones. Speaker, or I can hook a microphone to this thing too. That's pretty cool. Like I said, there's a lot of different videos that I found on this little radio here and I think it was really cool of the Midland company. I just want to give them a shout out, Midland Radios. Thank you very much. I couldn't ask for a better experience than I've had with you guys. Even though, let's see, that goes in the middle here. Even though I had to write you an email, you know, to get your help, I'm just glad that you were able to help me. So thank you, Midland Radios. Now they will be getting a copy of this video as well once I get it all together. Again, this is this radio, and it comes neatly packed like this. Now I've packed everything back up because I'm gonna hook the other one up first. I may just carry this one in the car just as a backup, and then I'll get some kind of little cheap magnetic antenna, because with the rubber ducky antenna is the small one that actually screws into the radio itself, and those aren't really reliable as far as, you know, being able to contact people and stuff. So I'm not going to use that. Plus I don't have one here, but I've got two other portable radios that were made by a company called Maxon, and I've used Maxon radios before. They're actually pretty good. They're not quite as good as like your Cobra or your Uniden radios, but they are pretty quality. So again, if anybody's got any questions, comments, if you want to like my video, that's fine too. You can do that. I do see I have a few likes today. I'm open for discussion now if anybody. Oh, and the one I got off of eBay, this again is the card for the one purchase from eBay, and a phone number. So if you're looking for refurbished equipment, I'm going to write this guy an email and tell him how happy I am with the radio that he sold me. It's this little Cobra. Hold on just a second. This little Cobra radio here. It's got it upside down. This is the Cobra 18 Ultra, and it's got weather channels in it. Everything works, so I'm real happy with this one. And like I said, this radio was only $35, and it looks used, but it doesn't look like it's been abused. You know, there's a difference. A lot of times you get these older radios like this, and they're all beat up. You know, people just, you know, they use them in their hunting trucks or work trucks, and they don't really take care of them that well. And you can go back to the beginning of this video and watch the unboxing. This guy took a really good care in packing up this radio when he sent it to me. So he's definitely going to get a good review from me on eBay. All right, so let me hook up everything else again. I see you got a new viewer in. Hey viewer, how are you doing? You missed all the fun. So we've been having a good time here for the last I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I've got one person that looks like, oh, I had to turn my light off for a minute. I've got one person still, looks like, that's hanging out with me. It's been around a while. In case you're just coming in, haven't seen it, this is the radio I was talking about in my description. 5 viewers. Man, I haven't had that many viewers yet on this channel. But that's basically what it, and like I said, I'm going to replace this microphone here. I'm not real happy about the Cobra microphones. They just, for some reason, they just don't sound. They always sound like you're talking into a tin can or something. So I'm probably going to end up getting like a power mic or something, or echo mic to put on that radio. I'm hoping maybe that the Midland radio that's in the truck now that doesn't work anymore. I'm hoping maybe to use the microphone that was in it, because that microphone was rather expensive, but it's the only one that I could find that was a match. The screw-in microphones for me are a lot better anyway than like the 5-pin DIN, and basically it just plugs in. It's got a little snap, but that snap breaks sometimes, especially if you do a lot of talking and stretching the wire and stuff like that, or it gets jumbled around in your truck, or car. The little pin sometimes breaks off, and then the microphone, when you pull on it to talk on it, it pulls right out of the radio, and that really just sucks. So I try not to do that. But I'm going to hook up back up my base station. So if you guys will just bear with me here a minute, I'm going to hook I use a radio. It's called an Anytone Quad 6, or the Anytone 6666. It's actually a ham radio that's got all the ham radio channels in it, but I use it for a regular 40 channel radio, because a lot of the channels in this radio I'm not legally allowed to talk on, so I don't. I just use the D, what they call the D band, which is the citizen band, where I'm allowed to talk. And then I use this microphone here, which is a Galaxy Echo Lock Talk. And this one's got a Roger beep in it. A lot of people don't like the Roger beep, but I've also got a Roger beep in my radio. And the truckers hate it. They give me hell when I'm talking on it, and I'm like, well, I don't know how to turn it off. I do know how to turn it off, but I'm not going to. But the truckers give me hell a lot of times because of the Roger beep. I guess it's because I don't know if it irritates their ears or what, but okay, so let's see here. I'm on channel 19. All right, so I'm gonna unplug my phone here. Now, I showed my setup earlier, so I'm gonna do the same thing now, so you guys can see what I've got. So this over here is a little 12 amp power supply, and as you can tell, it's got this plug in the front that's like a cigarette lighter in your car. And right now I've got my phone charger plug in it, and this is also a USB to run my light over here. And then this is the radio. So this is what it looks like. I don't know how good of but you got your channel selector over here. You got memory, mode, band, frequency, menu, scan, DW, whatever that means, an emergency band. And then I've got my cord here run underneath the radio and back down to go to this microphone. And then this right here is a 25 amp power supply right here. But this is also a amplifier. Now, I don't run it because my preamp down here, I think the switch went bad in it, so I don't run the preamp at all. But then this is my low, medium, and high gear on my amp, and that's how you turn the amp on there. But this isn't hooked up right now to my system. And then I've got this little white Tornado 225. This is a mobile amp. This is one that you actually would put in your car. It's called a white Tornado 225. And it's got low, medium, and high, but it also has a preamp on it here, which brings, kind of just like pulls people in if they have a weak signal. I'm able to turn this button on and make them louder, and it just brings their signal in better. So that's basically my whole setup there. Now I don't talk on this thing a whole lot. I come down every now and then. We have a group here in my area called the Missouri Mud Ducks. And I do come down from time to time and, talk to them. And then this is my dosimeter. This is a SWR / modulation / watt meter, which I've got it set on 200 right now. I'm in high gear. So if you see there, I'm running about 100 and, I don't know, 111 or something like that, dead key. And it goes up to about 150 watts. So basically what that equates to is that if I can, when the skip is right, generally that means if I can hear you, I can talk to you. So it's really cool to have an amp on a CB radio, especially like if you're like in a neighboring town or something. You don't really want to use a stock radio because they only run about 4 watts. Your regular stock radios generally are only going to be about a, 5 to 10 mile range. Now this one's going to have more because I'm running a base station antenna on it. I run an Antron 99. The antenna itself, I'm going to turn this light back on. Okay. The antenna itself is 18, so 3 6-foot sections is 18 feet tall from tip to bottom. And then, but I've got it on a piece of telescopic pipe, which means that the pipe actually, if you can figure this would be in 3 sections, so it's going to be sectioned off 1, 2, 3. The pipe will actually slide down and up into another one. So that's a telescopic pipe, and it's 18 feet. So the bottom of my pipe is about 10 feet off the ground. And so that's 18 feet, and then the bottom of the antenna overlaps the top piece of the pipe about a foot. So if you take away a foot, then add another 18 to it. So you're looking at my tip of my antenna is probably about 46 to 50 feet off the ground, which, for no more than what I'm doing on this little setup I have, that's pretty good. I like to make good communication. And then a lot of times too, when I'm down here and I'm talking on the radio, I'll have truckers come on asking for a radio check, or somebody is new, comes in, they want to know if they're being heard. I'll let them know. And CB radios are a lot of fun. I'll show you another setup I used to have. This is a setup I used to talk on. Now this is a same kind of mic I've got here, which is this one, basically. And this is a Ranger 2950, which is made by RCI Electronics. These radios right here are actually meant to be ham radios as well. And these things have 1 million channels in them. The frequencies, these are all the frequencies I can talk on right here. Let me take that back. These are all the frequencies that are in my radio. Anything in red, this here, I can't talk on this at all. This is all ham radio, and I have to have a license in order to speak on these channels. Now I can go up there and listen all I want. I'm just not allowed to talk. This is your regular D band, which is your regular 40 channel band. And I talk on these channels here mostly. But then my radio has upper and lower sideband. Damn them four-wheelers to hell. I've messed up my echo. But anyway, so this is an Elkin amp. Now this is a little cooling fan I had on it because this is a tube type amp, and I had they're talking about the four-wheelers. Truckers hate four-wheelers, which is a regular car like what you and I drive. But anyway, so this radio or this amplifier here, I had about a 100-watt dead key, and when I would modulate about 700 watts. Now this is the one I actually have talked all around the world with that amplifier. Not like what I have now. I have a really good, I get really good communication when I'm talking like out east, like North and South Carolina, Washington, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, places like that. It's real easy for me to contact when the conditions are right. But now, like out west, for some reason, I'm not able to get out west. And a lot of times, California seems to come in quite a bit on what they call skip days, where the skip is real busy. And there's a lot of big radios out there, so they may or may not hear me, but a lot of times they won't get back to me because, you know, I'm just a small mud duck station here in the middle of Missouri. And I probably, you know, don't have enough power to get past the radios that are in between me and whoever I'm trying to contact. So I just stick basically to local talking. I've got two more radios or base stations, you know, kind of close to me. There's one that's probably about 2 miles that way, and then I've got one back here over my shoulder. He's probably a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles. I doubt it's quite 2 miles, maybe a mile and a half. But I don't hear from them a lot anymore, just simply because I'm not really on the radio that much anymore. We've got a bunch of guys that talk out in a place called Hawks Nest, Missouri. These are all guys that are part of a group called the Missouri Mud Ducks. And they're out in like Troy, Missouri, and Old Monroe, Missouri, Foley, Hawks Point or Hawks Nest, or I think it's Hawks Point, Washington, Warrenton, or not Washington, what am I saying? Warrenton and Wentzville. Every once in a while I talk to some people in O'Fallon, Missouri, and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know. Somebody's got their four-ways on, talking about their hazard lights on the highway. I get a lot of the traffic noise from interstate. I get a lot of Interstate 70 trucks that I hear. Also Interstate 270, Interstate 170, all these big interstates right around my area. So I hear a lot of truckers talking on channel 19. Is basically the channel I like to stay on because it stays pretty busy. But anyway, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free down below, or you can hit the 3 dots up in the corner of your screen there and like my page or like my video. Now, you missed all the fun. If you're coming in late, you missed all the fun. We did an unboxing of 2 different radios. We did this one right here. This is the Midland 75822, which is a mobile radio. Here, you can put it in your car, but you also have the walkie-talkie feature, and then it comes with 2 bottoms like this. One is rechargeable, and I think the other one's not. You have to put batteries in it, but that's the mobile part, or the walkie-talkie, and then it comes with a rubber ducky, which I don't suggest you use that if you're in your car. And then we unboxed this one. This is one I bought off of eBay. This is a Cobra 18 Ultra. This has got the weather bands on it. It's got 3 weather bands, and then your CB function, and then it's got 3 hookups. One for memory, one for power, of course your ground, and it's got a regular Cobra mic on it. I don't like the Cobra mics. I'm not sure how well you can see this little circle here, right there, right in the middle. those have speakers in them, and those really small speakers in this great big thing here, unless it's padded on the inside, it sounds almost like you're talking into a garbage can. But I do like these 4-pin DINs. I'll show you this real quick. These are pretty unusual for these smaller radios. They usually use a 5-pin DIN. But like I said, this guy refurbished this radio, so he put a 4-pin in it. And I like these better because they're threaded, and the microphone stays intact a lot better. But I can put a power mic on this thing, or I can put an echo mic, which I like to use both. Just basically for modulation reasons more than anything else. They seem to clear up the sound of the radio a lot better. So this here, it's raining today, so I won't be able to do it, but this is the one I'm going to put in place of the Midland 1001 WX radio, or is it DX? No, it's WX, which I don't have the box for that one down here, but that's the radio I'm replacing. And then, of course, the little Midland radio that I just got, the walkie-talkie, comes with stickers and warranty information and all that. And that's a pretty cool little unit. I didn't think it would be that nice, but it is. The trucks are out there talking. Apparently there's a lot of construction going on out on the interstate here recently, and I'm listening to these guys talk about little cars getting in the way. And they talk to each other. Radios, CB just isn't as popular as it used to be for some reason. I don't know if the newer generation, especially with the cell phones, this used to be, CB radios used to be a real fun way to just, kind of blow off some steam and just, fellowship with people or talk to people, outside of your household. And where I started CB radios was in the Pageland, Mount Croghan, Chesterfield area of South Carolina, well, Lancaster too, Monroe, North Carolina. So I had a big base station that I used to run down there, which I just showed a minute ago, but I'll show it again. It was this base station here. Now the setup I have in here is nothing like this one. This one is actually much better, but I had to think about my finances and stuff. But if you're just now coming in, which I've seen a lot of people come and go during this live feed, if you go back and look at the beginning of the feed, you'll actually be able to see the boxes that I opened today. This is one of them here, this box here, and that's the one I bought off of eBay that had this radio in it. This is a Cobra 18 Ultra with weather band. I like the sideband radios too, because you get a lot more channels, and you get what they call uppers and lowers. So you got channels. This is your regular CB band here, all these channels here, but then you've got your uppers, which are these, and then you got your lowers, which are these. Now every frequency on here I can actually reach with my radio that's over there. With the exception of the red, I'm allowed to use all these different frequencies, no matter what they are, upper, lower, sideband, whatever, on 11 meters. I'm not allowed to talk on anything 10 meters or, like I said, in red here. So I use this chart right here when I'm talking, so that I don't talk somewhere where I'm not supposed to, because some of those are, well, I don't know if it's so much anymore, but I know that years ago there was a frequency that had the Mars division of the U.S. Navy on it, and I would go up there and listen sometimes, and basically that was just guys doing maneuvers and stuff on the plane, on the aircraft carriers and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Now, if you want a good place to get a radio, this isn't my card. This is a card that was sent to me by the guy that sold me the radio off of eBay. and it works. And he refurbishes all of his radios. He's probably going to really like this video because I've shouted him out quite a few times. Let's see, I've been on an hour and 11 minutes. Anybody have any questions, comments, or anything? I feel like I'm just talking because I'm talking, you know. I've got a gift for gab, I guess. My throat gets dry though. So anyway, this is the other box. This is the one that the small radio came in. Oh, now this one actually came from Midland Radios. So when I finish up here, I'm going to go upstairs and write them an email and let them know how cool it was that they helped me out with this little radio. I would take it all out of the box again, but I'm almost done with this. So that was this little radio here, which is actually, this is a mobile part that you can actually take off and you put it in your car and, you know, put an antenna on top of your car, or you can use it as a walkie-talkie. Now it's got a lot more features than I know about right now. I know it's got memory. I know that it's got weather band. It's got police channels. The channel 9 it used to be pretty much the police channel, but I don't think that's even true anymore. And then of course it gives you these two little stickers. And this you got the owner's guide, owner's manual. And then I guess this is like a little catalog. It's got a bunch of their different stuff in it. Midland Radios. They've got scanners, they've got mobile radios, they've got weather channel radios, stuff like that. So if you're into radios of any kind or scanners, basically, they offer quite a few different items here. They also do marine radios. I mean, not like for the Marines, but marine, like if you're on a boat, if you have a boat and have a radio on it, they do those. And they've got that micro mobile radio. That's an MXT 100. Extended range, compact design. Anyway, I'm going to have to go online, I guess, and register this radio here. This is the one that I unboxed earlier. 1 hour and 14 minutes. Okay, well, anyway, my voice is tired. I've done a lot of talking today. I usually don't talk that much. But I have today. I just thought it would be neat to get on here, and I'm not sure how many people are interested in CB radios because nobody has said anything. The only person that said anything is my sweet thing D-Baby, D-Bagley. And if you have any comments or suggestions or gripes or just want to strike up conversation, down below you do that in the comments section. I'm pretty sure the comments are turned on because I've got at least one person that commented. So basically right now I'm just listening to see what's going on in the world. Well, out on the interstates anyway. Again, this is where I got the radio off of eBay. Now this is not my card, so don't think that I'm just advertising, because I'm not. This is not my card. This is the card of the guy that I bought the radio from on eBay. Which that guy, his name, let me see if I can find his name. His name is Martin Pryor. And he did a really bang up job packing up this radio to make sure that it arrived to me safely. I got it, let's see, I got that radio Saturday, I think. Or maybe Monday. Was it Monday, Saturday? Anyway, one of them I got Saturday, one of them I got Monday. And I'm going to really give him some really big shout outs on eBay for the job that he did, and the fact that that radio actually does work, and it seems to work quite well. 116. Cheers. Still drinking coffee in the middle of the day. I'm going to have to go upstairs and get me an energy drink here in a minute. I'll say my voice is tired. I've talked more today, I think, than I talk all week. All right. I'm guessing there are probably a lot of people overseas right now that are checking in. Say like from India. I know this time of day, let's see, India, over in like Palestine, people in that part of the world. Those are the people that are generally in the evening at their house. I got a feeling that most of the people viewing right now are not from the U.S. and they probably don't. A lot of them don't understand English. But I know over in England, it's let's see, it's what time here? It's 1:41, so it's 7:41 p.m. in England right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm getting some of them people too. Talking about Page Avenue or Page Road or Page Boulevard or whatever it is. It's not far from my house. I'm on the Trucker channel right now, channel 19 is what I'm listening to. A lot of times that's what I do. I just come down here and turn it on and see who's on. If the skip's going, usually it's people from like California. It seems to me that like last summer, I was getting a lot more skip, and I was able to hear people more from like the Carolinas and the East Coast than I am now. Most of the traffic noise I get are coming from like California, Washington State, Utah, Wyoming, Arizona, Texas, and places like that. Unfortunate enough for me, I'm not able to hear. Well, I can hear those people, but I can't talk to them for some reason. My contact space seems to be between, well, let's see, like far eastern Canada all the way down to the tip of Florida, like the whole East Coast, and then like Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, some people in Illinois. I talk to a group over in Illinois a lot too. I really would like for people to stay engaged when I'm on here talking. I feel like I'm doing all the talking. I mean, I go to other people's pages and people who are commenting like crazy. I don't understand why I can't get that on my channel. So if you have any comments or anything like that about things you'd like to see or things you want to talk about, I got a pretty wide range of things I like to talk about. I don't really want to get into politics. I don't really want to get into religion on my channel because those things seem to bring a lot of controversy and a lot of argument, and I'm not really up for that. But anyway, that's almost the end of my feed. I'm gonna have to. Oh, you got new viewers. I got 2 new viewers. I've had a lot of people come and go. Hey, viewers, how are you doing? If you want to comment down below, feel free. I don't do this a lot. I've only done probably maybe 4 or 5 live videos. So I'm not really sure how to keep people engaged or what to do to get people to conversate. Maybe just about their interests. I like, motorcycle riding. I like the outdoors. Even though I don't do a lot of outdoorsy stuff anymore because I've become a homebody, especially after that fiasco we had from 2020 to 2023. I'm sure that without saying it, most of you probably know what I'm talking about. And so I don't get out and do a whole lot anymore. Not as much as I guess I should. But I have fun. coming down here in my basement sometimes. And I've got a stereo down here, so I listen to stereo every now and then. And I talk on the radio a lot. No, not a lot, but I listen a lot more than I talk. Now, like I said, on Wednesdays we have a group here in Missouri called the Missouri Mud Ducks, and they do quite a bit of. We do what they call a Wednesday night check-in. I don't do that a whole lot, even though I guess I should. Just keep in touch with those guys. But that's about it. So if you have anything you'd like to discuss, if you have any questions or comments, I mean, you've already missed. I got one viewer right now. Everybody's already missed the good part. I've already unboxed the radio. I hooked both of them up to test them to see if they work. They both worked, so I'm satisfied. I guess the only thing now to do is to I've got to extend my wires. So this is a fuse block, so I'll put a fuse in there, and then I extend the wire with this. And this is I have to hook up my radio in the back of my truck underneath the back seat. Is I've got a fuse block back there, a fuse box. So I'll extend the wire and use this with a fuse here. How well you guys can see that, but that's like a 5 amp fuse. So I'll use this to extend these wires on this radio. Extend these wires here, and I use the color coded wire too. So anyway, all right, I got about 8 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it an evening or an afternoon. Let's see, it's 1:47. I've been on for almost an hour and a half. My voice is rather tired. You got some people that get on here and man, they can just talk about the silliest things forever. I don't really have anything to discuss, other than some of the things I like to do. It would always help, when I get on here, if people would ask questions or if people would comment. I like for people to stay engaged, but I guess when people are coming through, they're going to decide whether or not they want to talk to you as soon as they see you. I do notice that there are a lot of people between 12. See, I work from 6 to 2:30 or 3:30 now because they let me work overtime. But I have noticed, like on some of the slow days, that I've been able to just kind of check on my phone every now and then to see who's on. There's a lot of people come on, especially over in India. So a lot of those people, they get on generally around like 10 o'clock in the morning, and they're on until, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock, sometimes even 5. But there's a guy that comes on from Canada. He's on early in the mornings, and then you got people from the United States, especially right now that school's out all over the country. You got a lot of these school-age kids that get on, and I don't really know what it is about these kids wearing these masks. I don't know if they have social anxieties, or if they have a mental problem, or if they have some kind of insecurities. But these kids that wear these masks and call themselves furries, I don't understand all that. That's like, Halloween 24/7 or something. But anyway, I got about 4.5 more minutes before I get off here. If anybody's got any questions, comments, bitches, gripes, anything, comment section below. Feel free to comment. I'm not that entertaining, but I do like to get on here, like I said, every now and then, and just kind of do things that other people don't do. I don't think there's anybody else that has CB radios that have actually shown their equipment or talked about some of or unboxed any, for that matter. Anyway, I guess I'll just sit here and wait and see if anybody else comes on. I'd like to get some comments, so I really would, because that would really help me with my finding out, you know, the kind of things I need to be discussing, or the kind of ideas that people, the things they want to talk about. I got a feeling, though, if you take away two things, politics and religion, people just aren't interested. They want to, those are the most controversial things that people want to talk about. So I try to keep away from those things, though, because it's just not cool. I don't like talking about them. I used to do a lot of, I used to, you know, I could talk for hours when it came to politics and religion, but I've just grown bored with it. Hello, viewer. What's your name and where are you from? You can comment down below. That would be really cool. So you just came in, you missed all the fun and action that we had earlier. So I'm just sitting around talking in the wind right now to absolutely nobody because, well, as you can see, even that person left. But it's really cool to see that, you know, people are stopping in at least. I know that I'm being seen, even though nobody's commenting. I got 2 comments and that's it. That's a charge cord for my phone. So it's a rainy day here in my neighborhood. I don't know what kind of day it is in yours, but we've had thunderstorms and lightning and rain pretty much all day. I had to take my car to the Chevrolet place earlier. They replaced my airbag in my car. There was a recall on it. So I spent the first portion of my day over at the Chevrolet dealership getting that fixed. Like I said, it was a recall, so it didn't cost me anything. I always like those free things. You know, free is good, cheap is good, and free is good. Free is better than cheap. Cheap's not quite as good as free. That's why I like free. But anyway, they put a new airbag in my car today. There was a recall. Apparently, these airbags could deploy all by themselves or something. So I took it over there and had that taken care of. But anyway, so here's the card once again for this guy. He sent with the radio that I got. Now, there's nobody watching right now, but maybe if somebody comes across this feed and they see my feed and are interested in anything that I have to say, and it doesn't appear as if people are too interested because nobody's commenting, but this is the address, or not the address, but the phone number and email of the guy that I bought the radio from on eBay, which the radio works really nice, and even the one from Midland Radios worked really nice. All right, so an hour and 30 minutes later, here we are. So I'm going to end this video. I hope everybody that stopped in, that didn't comment, had fun, or at least for a minute or anyway, or at least somewhat interested in some of the stuff that I was talking about. But you guys have a bang up day, and we'll do another video some other time. I'll see you there, viewer, but I'm out. Too bad you came in so late. Go back to the front of the video and watch it all the way through, and you'll see all the fun I had today. You too. Take it easy. Oh, look, I got another one. See, the 2 people come in, and I'm getting ready to get off of here. Anybody have any comments, questions, concerns, bitches, gripes, moans, anything? If you do, put it in the bottom down here. All right, no viewers. I'm out of here. Later.